welcome to the Easily Excitable podcast. My name is Tom, and with me this week is Spencer. Hey man, how's it going?
Hello. I'm good. How are you?
Awesome. Yeah, I'm doing alright. I had a really good weekend.
Yeah, you look like you're having a recovery kind of a Monday.
Yeah, it really is. We stayed up at a friend's house, and they have 3 dogs. And it's been a while since I've been in a house with a dog. And they were always wanting attention. Actually, as soon as we got there, I was a new person, so I was scary. So they were loud. Yeah, they were loud and unhappy.
But they warmed up to you, of course.
Yes, very quickly, which was really cool.
That's good.
And yeah, they very active dogs running around, and it was really cool. We went out for some food. We went out for some Indian food. It was delicious and amazing. I was very happy with it. I ordered it medium hot, and ooh my, that was a very warm curry.
That sounds like when myself and my wife went out for our anniversary recently. We had one mild dish and two medium dishes and one mild. Two mild and one medium dish. That's what we ordered, and the medium nearly took my face off. Mm-hmm. And it was one that we had had a million times before, but because we hadn't had it in so long.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it to be as hot as it was, but there was rice and breads, and it was all fine. I just wasn't expecting the curry to be as hot as it was, but it was delicious. A quick note that last week I recorded a podcast with Emma of the Good Go Gamers. She was organising their Extra Life stream.
Yes.
Which was cool. They did that over the weekend, and they raised $2,020 by the end of the stream, which meant they went for an extra hour, which is really good considering their target was $1,000, and they started the stream on probably $500 and something because they'd already reached their first stretch goal, which was
nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, was it Andrew on
yes,
Andy the Ciderman?
Andy the Ciderman.
Yeah, he was part of that, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
Yeah, I saw him tweet about it. He was very pleased. As was I. I was very proud of him.
Yes, I'm really pleased and really happy with how they've done. Not happy with how they've done in terms of I'm judging them. I can't think of the word. I don't know.
Mutual joy.
Yes, excited and relieved that they got the attention that they were after, and they got support from around the place. They were lucky that on Friday they tweeted, and Jack retweeted them saying that they're going to be doing it. So that was cool. That brought in some views. I was away, like I said, in Atlanta all weekend. So I never got to tune in. I just got to post encouraging messages in the Discord being like, you can do it, guys! I believe in you. And
that's better than nothing.
Everyone's been really positive, and it was really cool to see that they managed to meet their targets, and they just seem to have all had a good time. And that was really encouraging, and that was really cool. Yes. Yeah, so their last stretch goal was $2,017 to extend the stream by an hour, and they made it to $2,020 by the end of the allotted time.
I'll say that's also very specific.
Yeah.
Well, who cares at this point?
Yeah. So it was really cool. So yes, congratulations to them for
absolutely
raising $2,000 for charity, which was awesome. But I went to Atlanta for the weekend, which was really cool. I've never been to Atlanta apart
Nor
from
have I.
Flying into Atlanta and then immediately leaving because I go to the airport and that's about it. But having flown in there, I don't know, 7 or 8 times, kind of felt it was kind of appropriate to actually go and visit the city for a day or two.
That's nice.
Yeah, so we went up there and visited the aquarium. Now, I'm not very good at the sea. We went over to the seaside during one of my other trips, and I don't like going in the sea. I don't like there being creatures around. I don't like fish. I don't like much of what's going on. So going to the aquarium was a bit of a, I don't know how much I'm going to enjoy this.
So let me guess, you've never been in like a 16-foot open boat out on bobbing around on the ocean?
No. I get a bit seasick.
Well, I do too, but that doesn't...
even on a big ferry, like, I get really seasick. So, a little boat, ooh, no thank you.
Well, I mean, it all depends on the boat itself, right? Because, I mean, my wife is from a town that's basically an island off of the island of Newfoundland, like, population of 650, optimistically. And so you had to catch a ferry. You had to drive forever and a friggin' day to get there, then catch the ferry. And then there's ample people out there that if you wanted to do like a tour out around the islands and stuff, because it's an archipelago of islands where her town is, you can easily find someone to charter a boat and they'll just take you around and you can look at everything.
Nice.
My father-in-law takes me out quite frequently in his boat. Well, he did before. He's has some medical conditions now that are kind of preventing him from doing that a lot. But he's got like an 18-foot fiberglass, like nice open. I mean, it's an open boat, but it's still a nice boat. And there's been more than one occasion where I've gone out in the boat with him and promptly yacked my guts up. And of course, he grew up. My family grew up there. I mean, I didn't grow up there, but my family, both my mom and my dad, are from that town. So he knows my parents and all of my extended family and stuff like that. So he was like, "Oh, sure, what would your father be saying now? What would your uncles be saying?" I say, "They'd be laughing their asses off." Anyway, continue with your Atlanta story.
It's cool. Like, I'm no good at boats. So, like, I'm not very good with wildlife in general. If there's a bug, Rachel takes care of it. Ooh, I am I'm not good with nature. Let's put it like that.
Okay, you might want to avoid where I live then. I mean, it's an open invitation for you. If you ever want to come visit, I'll just try to, not steer you towards like moose and bear and coyotes and stuff like that that's around here.
The UK has like no predators, so all the animals are fine. But like over here, ooh, that's a different story.
Yeah, and the further south you go, the more predatory it can get, right? Because then you start looking at things like, I mean, snakes aren't a big thing here, but the further south you go, the more they are. In some desert states, so they got some scorpion action,
Yeah. One day Rachel came home and there was I don't know what snake it was, but it was a big snake. It was a constrictor style snake just in her drive, and she's like, "Look at the cute snake!" I was just like, she sent me a snap of it, and I was like, "My phone, no thank you."
Snakes. Now I'm going to confess I'm not big on snakes either, just because I've only had like one or two encounters with snakes in my entire life, and I was like, okay, new experience, not sure how to deal with this, but it's they're all right. I understand them. I try to understand them and be cool with them, but it's very hard in the moment.
Yes, yeah. So we went to the aquarium where I was trying my best not to freak out. Oh yeah.
Is it one of those aquariums where you kind of have like these large tanks on either side and they're like 10 feet tall and you're kind of walking between them, kind of a thing?
No, they were kind of like segmented and in the walls, and they were like, "This is what's in this case," and so yeah.
Okay.
But there was like, there's one big like deep sea pool where they have like a 40-foot whale shark, which is called Destiny. It's not called Destiny. That's a Finding Dory joke.
Okay. I haven't seen that one yet.
Oh, it's really good. And like the day after we saw Finding Dory, because we saw it at the cinema over here, we went into Waffle House, and the person serving us was called Destiny. And I turned to Rachel with like the doofiest face. I was like, "Destiny." She's just like, "Don't you dare." I was
Do
like,
not.
"Yay."
Do not.
Oh man, I'm getting so distracted as well. And yeah, there was also like a manta ray, I think. Like
okay.
A really big ray. It was awesome.
Nice.
And yeah, they they had so many different creatures in there. And there's one giant sea turtle, giant sea turtle as well that was swimming around, but it didn't make an appearance until like 2 minutes before we left, looking at the big tank. Like, couldn't see it anywhere as well, and like there's loads of different places you could see around it. But yeah, it was really cool, like seeing all of the sea creatures that you don't normally see. And just, yeah, they had a whole bunch of different things. They had some albino alligators as well, which is really cool.
Albino alligators?
Yeah. They're like completely white, and there's a picture of them in my Part 1 aquarium journal.
Oh, okay. I haven't looked at that one yet.
And there's they're just purely white, and it's crazy. There's 2 of them, so
ghost gators.
Yeah. So that was really cool. And then I just saw lots and lots of different fishes, of which I couldn't remember anything about them. Yay!
That's the trauma. That's the trauma of being kicking in.
And then we went to see like a show where they had 3 different sea lions, and they like made them do tricks.
Okay, yeah.
They like waved and roared, and that was cool. And it was really cool, like just seeing all these animals float and swim around, and just how they all interacted with each other. And there was a bunch of like different conditions, and it was real interesting.
That's
they
good.
Had like their coral reef thing where they had what are the fishes that Dory is? Blue tangs.
That's it.
There we go. And there was those, and there was some kids there being like, "I need to see a Dory." I was like, "Oh, it's just there." Pointed it out, and they're like, "Ah!" And excited.
Their trip made.
Yeah. And there was some beluga whales floating around, of which they had in the tank like this red fabric that just floats around, and the beluga whales will just fly into it and get it like covered over their face, because they use like the lump on their head to use sonar to do things around. They'll like put the cape over their face, and then they'll swim around with the like completely covered over their face, and it's really cool.
It was like game to them, I guess.
Yes, yeah.
Nice.
So that was really cool. And there were a bunch of different things. It was a really cool thing to see. Like, I'm not big on my water wildlife, because I don't know much about it. But yeah, I definitely learnt some things. But they're more things that would be situational, and not things I can immediately recall to my head. Oh no!
If you find yourself in the water with a great white shark, you are indeed boned.
So there was. I don't know. The big tank was really cool to see. Because they have like a domed walkway that you can go underneath, and then a big wall to look at. And when we were there, there was a group of like, I don't know, 12 divers that they were going out and into the big tank so that they could just like move around all the animals. And,
nice.
Yeah, that was really cool, just seeing people interacting with all of these things. But yeah, that was really interesting. And yeah, it was definitely an interesting time.
Cool.
So yeah, that was the first thing we did. Then we went and got lunch at a place called Der Biergarten, which unsurprisingly is a German restaurant and beer pub. And it was really good. There was some real good food. I had like, I don't know, a macaroni cheese style thing, but it was like all fried up, and so like it was crispy and pastry, and it was real delicious.
Whatever that is, I want to know what it is so I can find it or make it.
Yes, I will try and find it. It was real tasty, but it needed some extra salt. Luckily, I ordered some French fries to go with it because I'm trash. Yeah.
Because that's not enough starch and carbohydrates for one day.
I know. Yeah. So luckily, I had some salty French fries to go with it that really balanced it out and made it just the best.
Nice.
And then we went to the World of Coke Museum, which was really, really, really interesting. Especially because my kind of work background at the moment is in liquid production. The filling machines and all the history of the packaging plants. For me, I'm just ooh, this is real interesting.
Say, this is your time to geek out.
So this is my time to shine. So yeah, I had a real good time going around the World of Coke, and then they had the formulation book that the original developer of Coke had, just in a case. And then the different brands that Coke have from throughout the years, and then it was really cool. And then I don't know.
You're talking about that, and I actually remember when they brought out the new Coke. Oh my God! I was actually old enough to remember that, and tasting it and thinking, yeah, not so much, guys. I think that was the moment that I started drinking Pepsi. And then it came out with Coke Classic, and I'm like, yeah, a little too late, guys. You lost me. This is pandering. This is.
Yeah. So okay, so we went there and we were just yes, this is going to be a good thing. But one of Rachel's friends that we met up with is an employee at the Coke headquarters in Atlanta.
Ooh.
So she was giving us extra information.
Insider knowledge.
So she works in the purchasing division as well. Oh no, not purchasing, the requisition department.
There you go. There you go.
So yeah, we had good talks because she knows stuff about manufacture, and obviously purchasing in that realm, whereas my background is in the manufacturing realm. So,
yeah,
that was a good chat while we were walking around, and then the last section of it, when you get there, they're here's a little can of Coke or Diet Coke or two other things. I can't remember what they were. I think one of them's a new Coke drink that's in a green can. Oh, Coca-Cola Life. That was what it was.
Yeah, that's their no caffeine, no sugar.
Yeah.
Variety.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is actually not bad. I actually tried that once. It wasn't too bad at all.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, they were here's a little can for everyone that was there. And then once you get to the end of it, they have Cokes from around the world. Different brands. And someone was oh yeah, try this one, it's really good. And it was tonic water. Ooh, I'm not a fan of tonic water.
No,
I knew that going in, but they didn't tell me, so I was yeah, oh, no.
Yeah, tonic water, yeah. Tonic water needs to be with something else. Mm-hmm. It cannot exist on its own.
Yeah. So, yeah, we went there, tried a bunch of different things from around the world. I was surprised at how many of the Asian ones I recognised, considering I've been to Singapore and Japan, spent a bunch of time in each of those. I've probably spent, I don't know, close to 20 to 25 days in Japan over 2 different trips, and then spent 6 months in Singapore. So, I have some experience with Asia. I went to Malaysia for, I don't know, I think 4 or 5 days as well, to Kuala Lumpur. That was just on a bus trip from Singapore as well. So
right on.
That was a cool thing. So I'm somewhat familiar with the Asian brands of Coke and whatever they had there. So trying them all out, I was oh yes, this reminds me of the times that we had there. Oh, there's another thing I need to say that I need to remember. So I'm going to write it down and then I will talk about it in a minute. There we go. And then, yeah.
You write fast.
Yeah. It's just the name of something that I'll get to. But yeah, they had all these different Cokes from around the world. The most interesting one was the African ones that I had absolutely no idea about. So it's just like African flavors and things that they can get, I guess, locally. So like the different brands they have there are very interesting, unique flavors that I've never really tried anywhere else. I can't remember any of them off the top of my head, but it was like the fruits and flavors that are traditional in Africa.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So yeah, and then they had a special one that they were like only serving to guests of the World of Coke Museum, which was a chocolate cherry Coke.
Chocolate?
Let me tell you, it was terrible.
I'm willing to bet.
I had a sip of it and then I was like, well, this isn't for me. Oh.
Yeah, I have never been a fan of like... Actually, no. Well, I mean, like cherry Coke and wild cherry Pepsi. I got a story about wild cherry Pepsi. I mean, technically Dr. Pepper has a bit of cherry-ish flavor to it. Mm-hmm. And I actually love Dr. Pepper to the point that when I was in high school, I made myself sick of it because that's all I drink was, if I reached for a soda pop, it was Dr. Pepper. And we all know what that amount of caffeine would have done to someone like me. Constantly. But I like it in Dr. Pepper. I don't like it in Coke. I don't like it in Pepsi. Like when Pepsi sort of reissued their wild cherry Pepsi back in, I want to say early 2000s, like 2001-ish, something like that. We just happened to be coming out of the convenience store, and one of my friends, Kim, she had just purchased a wild cherry Pepsi in a bottle. She tasted it and she was like, "Doesn't taste very wild to me." It's like, I think they're referring to the type of cherries it's supposed to mimic, Kim. She's like, "Oh, well, now I feel like an idiot." I said, "No, don't feel like an idiot. It's just a misunderstanding." Then I had to sort of talk my way out of it then and sort of backtrack a little bit because apparently it was withering when I said that to her. She's like, "Oh, now I feel like an idiot." And I was like, no, wait, no, not bad. Not bad. You're good. You're okay.
Crazy. So yeah. Yeah. At the World of Coke, so like we had all of those. You can try the ones from around the world, and then they have like a mixing station where you can try, which has like one output where you can try to put like Coke, Sprite, Fantas, lemonades, anything coming out, so you can make a mix of whatever you want.
I bet you that most of those got to be disastrous.
Yeah, some of the things I made, not good. But I do like a mix of like 50% Sprite and 50% American lemonade.
Oh, I bet you that would be good.
I'm just like, yeah, that's real nice. Ooh, it's fizzy. Yes, very nice.
I bet you that would be good. Yeah.
So I had a good time with that.
So it wasn't like when Barney and Homer went to the tour of the Duff Brewery, and at the end, Barney's like, got his head underneath the tabs. But I still haven't tried Duff Light, calorie control Duff. And he passed out because he'd been trying all the Duffs. That's exactly what that reminded me of instantly.
Yeah, we drank so much, like so many different colourful things.
And now you have diabetes.
I know, right? Oh, no. I wonder how that happened. And it was a real good time. Like, World of Coke, I highly recommend checking it out if you're ever in Atlanta. And then we walked over, because it's like right next to the Olympic Park.
Olympic Park, from the 1996 Olympics.
96, yeah. So yeah, the Olympic Park's right next to it, so we headed over there and had a walk around because we all had far too much fake energy. And yeah, it's a cool place. Like, having been to the one in London, which was 2012.
Yep.
Yeah, it must have been 2012. Yeah, there's somewhat similarities between them because, of course, it's an Olympic Park. And yeah, it was real cool. and we went to a pizza restaurant. It was real nice. We ordered the pizzas, tried to find somewhere to sit, went to sit down somewhere, then a table like in the nearer the kitchen opened up. So we went and sat in there. By the time we sat down, they walked out like, here's your pizzas. We're like, wait a second, that was only like 2 minutes. It was ridiculous. It was so good.
Oh, okay. As long as it was good.
Like, fresh, hand-rolled, like, pizzas. Massive.
Nice.
Oh, I've still got half of it left for lunch today.
Oh, nice.
So I'm very much looking forward to it. And yeah, then we went to a place. Oh, what was it called? Sublime Donuts. Yes.
Okay, just the name of it makes me want to go.
Yep. And I had a donut, a ring donut, which was topped with like Reese's Pieces,
Sold.
and then peanut butter that must have been whipped with like icing sugar or confectioner's sugar, and then like layered on top, and then the Reese's put on top of that. And
well, if you didn't have diabetes after the Coke factory, you definitely had the diabetes now.
I have the biggest sweet tooth there is.
Oh, I'll fight for you for that one.
So yeah, then we went there. It was great. It was great. We had a real good time.
And then you sprinted back across town to where you were staying.
Yeah.
Good God, man.
Oh yeah. So yeah, we met up with Keegan as well from like.
Oh, you did. Excellent.
So we met up with Keegan at about 10:30 in the morning, and through the aquarium, lunch, World of Coke, then Olympic Park dinner, and then we went out just to a bar for a while as well. Yeah, we must have been in each other's company for 10-ish hours as well. So we had some good chats. It was real cool catching up.
Jeez, that's a group I'd have loved to have been hanging out with.
Yeah. So,
man.
Yeah, we had a real good time. And then we met up with our friend Aaron, who hangs around in Jen's stream chat.
Oh, okay.
As well. So we've chatted to him a lot. Then we met up with Rachel's friend Katie, who's the employee at Coke. And then the people that we were staying with made it up later because they had some work to do earlier in the day.
Nice.
So we started the day as a group of 3, and we ended the day as a group of 8. When we went to the bar/pub place that we went, which kind of seemed like a speakeasy because it was just a door into a wall, no windows or anything to the outside world. We went in, and there was a big bocce ball place downstairs that we all play the game 4v4, which ended because you could play to 11 points. It ended up 10-11, so it was a big long game. It was real cool. It was a lot of fun. So we had a good time all playing that. And the good trip to Atlanta.
That sounds like it was a blast, man.
Yeah, so we had a real good time. There's a decent group of us. I'm glad that it escalated as the day went on as well. Because it was good. My energy ramped up as well. Shockingly, it ramped up the more and more sugar I had.
Let's get crazy. I want the white stuff.
So I had a real good time doing all that stuff. Then we just chilled out for the rest of the day. Which at that point it was 9:30, so it was kind of time to just go and rest and relax and chill out
and come down from all the sugar.
Yes. And then yesterday we went to this massive farmers market that has so many different things. It was massive, probably the biggest indoor market I've been to. And we were looking around. So I had a fruit when I was in Singapore 7 years ago. It's 7 years ago since I was in Singapore, which is crazy to think. We had this fruit that was really sweet. It has white fruit on the inside with a green outside thing. It looks quite scaly, and it's got black seeds in it. I didn't know what it was called, because someone had it, and they were just like, "Here, have some of this." It was incredibly tasty, and I was like, "Oh, this is very, very nice." Didn't know what it was called. Haven't been able to find it since. Going to this World Farmers Market, I was like, I'm going to keep a lookout for it because I've never seen it anywhere because I can't find anything. And eventually, we just happened to walk past it. I pointed it out. It's called a cherimoya.
Okay.
And it's a green fruit, and it looks like it's scaly on the outside. You cut it open, it's got these big black seeds in it. Absolutely never eat the seeds, right?
Okay. Poisonous?
They contain neurotoxins. So, no good for you.
Yeah.
So
Poisonous,
avoid the seeds.
Yeah.
But, looking at what it says on the Wikipedia entry for it, the fruit flavour is described as a blend of banana, pineapple, papaya, peach, and strawberry.
That's a lot.
Yeah, but I remember having it and being like, this is really tasty, I want to try and find more. Even when I was in Singapore, couldn't find another one, couldn't find any when I got home, had no idea what they were for the last 7 years, and just happened by chance to catch them out the corner of my eye when we went to this farmer's market. Now I know what they're called. I'm going to try the one that we bought yesterday at lunchtime today, and I'm very much looking forward to it.
Nice.
Hopefully I'm going to make like a short video about it as well.
Oh, do it. Absolutely do it.
Because, it wasn't the cheapest of fruits either.
No, probably not.
So, and there was only one box of them. And in this farmer's market where there's like 20 boxes of everything, like just seeing one box and actually catching it out, I was kind of amazed that I saw it. But,
and had you been probably 30 minutes later, you wouldn't have seen that.
No, I know. So, yeah. I'm really looking forward to like trying it again, and hopefully it's as good as I remember.
Good. I hope it is, Brian. I hope it is, because nothing was as disappointing as when something doesn't live up to a memory, right?
Yes. Yeah. But it certainly looks good. I'm looking forward to cutting it open and trying it out. But yeah, I'm excited. My parents fly in tomorrow for American Thanksgiving.
Oh, right. That's so this week, too.
Yeah.
Oh.
So my parents are flying in tomorrow. They'll be in for a week. And we've got loads of fun activities to do. So.
Like going to the Coke Museum.
No, I don't know if we're even going to go near to Atlanta, actually. I think we're going down to... So there's an Air Force Base town to the south called Warner Robins, and they have an aviation museum.
Oh, there you go.
My dad was in the Air Force, so...
That's perfect.
It's going to be a real interesting trip for us. I'm really looking forward to it.
Nice. Is this their first time stateside? Probably not.
No, they've been over a few times before, but this is the first time we're getting, like, Rachel's family and my family and both of us in the same place, because her parents were over in the UK without her, but I was around, so my parents, me, and her parents all met up and had lunch and a little walk. Whereas this time, like, Rachel will be around, so we'll both be together, and then our parents will also be able to talk to one another and see each other and interact.
Nice.
Have a good time. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting week. I'm looking forward to it.
Excellent. Is this your first American Thanksgiving?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Okay.
I was here for Christmas last year.
Yeah. I remember that.
So there's some similarities, but yeah.
Yeah, you eat turkey.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Excellent.
The food assignments have been handed out, so that was part of the reason we went to the big farmers market. So
yeah,
everything's been bought and is just waiting for the right people to make the right things.
Yeah, I tell you, fresh vegetables like almost straight out of the ground, and that's as close as you get when you go to a farmer's market. Mm-hmm. Oh, that makes it, dude. That totally makes it.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. Like, Rachel and I are both big fans of cooking as well, so we're both Really looking
I've seen the pictures.
Oh yeah, I post a lot of those.
and don't stop. I'm telling you, don't stop, because it's very nice. I enjoy them. I really do.
Thank you very much. We're I'm trying to document what we make, like if it's unique and new things for me to make. So like, if we make mac and cheese like 3 times, I don't want to like repeat it unless it looks significantly different or we tried something different.
Right.
Like, this is what we tried different instead. And then I've been making like granola for breakfast, and that's pretty standard. And I make it like every 4 or 5 days. I'll make a tray because like that's how much it makes. It makes enough for breakfast 4 or 5 days in a row. And
there you go.
More,
I think you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, and I do the same method, same recipe every time. So yeah, it's pretty standard things. But yeah, what else? Yeah, no, I've just been playing guitar and learning some classic rock riffs, like just learning how to play the songs that I've been not necessarily hearing a lot of, but things that like pop into my head. So Boston's More Than a Feeling, and yeah, that's a good fun song to play. And then I was also learning Carry On My Wayward Son by Kansas. That's a fun song to play because there's some really funky riffs in it.
Yeah.
And yeah, the chord changes are really fast as well. So it's nice and challenging in that aspect because I don't know, like, I'm not too good with my dexterity on chord changes, so that's something that I need to work on, especially like during the verses of that song. The chord changes are very fast and have to be on point. So
right, yeah.
And that's something I need to get better at as well. It's like they do chord changes, but they're not actually playing chords. They're playing certain finger-picked parts of the chords. So it's easier to play the chords. Whereas in the past, I would have been like, I'll try and play each note as it comes up, rather than being like, I'll put my hands in the right chord shape, and then they'll be in the right place.
Yeah. And there's a deceptively high number of songs that are like that from that era too, right?
Yes, yeah. So yeah, and yeah, I don't know. I've just been like looking at classic rock riffs, and they're fun, but I'm just like, I don't know which ones to learn. There's so many of them.
Yeah, whatever one comes first.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of them where I'm just like, ooh, this seems far too difficult, and then you like start learning it. It's like, oh no, this is easy.
Yeah,
like it's fine. So
I mean, half those people were stoned out of their minds when they wrote them. So I mean, how hard could it be for someone who's sober? You know?
Yeah. So yeah, and yes, it's I'm having a lot of fun playing guitar, and I'm finding less and less joy playing through the Mesa amplifier on like the distorted setting. I'm just like, I'll just play on the clean, but I don't know, I just don't like the sound of the distortion on the single rectifier. It's a bit too coarse for me.
Yeah.
I prefer something smoother, like more traditional overdrive, but
yeah.
Sound of it.
Guess what? What? Universal Audio just released their 9.4 version of their UAD software. With it, they gave all Apollo users, i.e., me here at the office, the Marshall Plexi Classic plugin free. I now have a Marshall Plexi that I can call upon, should I so need it.
Nice.
I'm not happy at all. This doesn't open up opportunities for me.
Awesome. Yeah, I really need to get to recording some music. I've got some like really solid riffs as well at the moment, like that I really like. There's some really nice clean things that I've written as well. There's something that's really, really Metallica influenced as well. It's like a hybrid of Fade to Black and One, and I'm just like, it's neither of those, so I must be fine.
Well, that's good because
yeah. And then like, yeah, I know how to play 3/4 of the intro solo to Fade to Black,
Oh,
and then I
okay.
just lose it at the last bit. But that's because I memorized it in the past, and I haven't bothered to look it up since I've
Well,
been
there you
like,
go.
oh, yeah, I can play this.
There you go. Yeah, my time to record my own stuff has been very, very few and far between. So I'm looking forward to Christmas break now, where I'm going to be able to sort of sneak away for a little bit every once in a while, and I'll be able to. There's something that I started working on for my own self way back earlier in spring, and it promptly got put on the back burner until now because of everything else that was on the go. And so I'm looking forward to coming Christmas holidays now when the university shuts down effectively for 2.5 weeks. So of those 2 weeks, I'm probably going to come in a couple days and just sort of work up on, do a bit of work on this track that I've been sort of had in the back of my head for the longest of times. And it's not going to sound and it's nothing like 1551. It's nothing like anything we've done for Rooster Teeth or anything like that. And it's just going to be me. And so I'm going to try my hand at singing.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I've done that as well recently. Yeah. It's like one of those things. It's like, oh, I don't like how I sing. But I just need to practice and actually do it. And then it's like, oh, I'll get better at this. Obviously.
Yeah. And fortunately, I have not auto-tune, but pitch correction software at my disposal. So I have that to fall back on if I really get into a tight spot, but I'm going to try and do it as organically as possible.
Nice. I have some tracks I kind of want to send your way, or a track right now that I kind of want to send your way, and then the other one, like the Metallica style one, I want to kind of send. Actually, you've already commented on it, so we've talked about that one. I think that it's kind of, you were like, this sounds kind of Metallica-like. Oh no, that's a different one entirely.
No, I say
you were like, this one sounds Metallica-like. I was like, oh, that's not the one that I just referenced. Curious.
So you have another one up your sleeve.
Yes.
Excellent.
I have one that I was working on for Game of Bands that didn't pan out with Game of Bands. The Game of Bands people. Which is actually what we talked about last time. It just nothing became of it. So I kind of want to send that over to you and be like, do you want to do something with this? So,
oh. Yes,
I'm sure there's way more I could do with it as well. I kind of dropped it and then started playing a lot of clean guitar since then.
Yeah.
Because it's quite distorted. It kind of needs a clean section though, so I'll probably come up with something to do with that. But yeah, I'll send it your way anyway. So.
Well, considering how you're a world's better guitar player than I am, you go nuts on whatever guitar tracks you want to put on there. Don't give me that look. Don't give me that modest. I don't know what you're talking about. Look, I know damn well that you're a better guitar player than me because I know how bad of a guitar player I am.
Okay, fair enough. I don't know how well you play guitar. So
hideously.
That's more so why I was like, I don't know. What's
going
on.
Do you know how many takes it took to do the sort of the squirrely electric guitar part in Ryan's verse of of the Achievement Hunter rap battle? That took forever because I kept forgetting to what changes I put in. So I was after having to go, and I kind of had to drop it for like a week or two, and then I kind of had to pick it up, and I was like, what the hell did I do here? And eventually, 30 takes later, I managed to get it. So, yes, you are a better guitar player than me. Take the damn compliment.
Yeah, I'm not very good at that. Oh, well. Cool. Yeah. So it sounds like we might have some music going on.
Aha.
Cool.
Which I'd be all for.
Awesome. Yeah, I might see what I can do over the next 2 days. We'll see. I've got to get this podcast uploaded. But yes. Yeah. That's talking about something that everyone else is hearing right now.
Fourth wall.
Cool. Well, Spencer, where can we find you across the internet?
I am on the Tweety box at Spencer in NL. All one word. I am on the Rooster Teeth site as Grenou. I also have a SoundCloud. Just search for Spencer Crew, and I should be there. Mm-hmm. Not that I haven't really updated it lately, but that might soon be changing.
Cool.
If my plans pan out, it shall be updated shortly.
Cool. I can be found across the internet at Destroy Topham or at Etherfar. If you're really looking for any of the music-y stuff, Etherfar is the way to go. That's SoundCloud, Bandcamp, Instagram, and Twitter as well, actually. Anywhere that you can find me is Destroy Topham. There's pretty much Etherfile version that has more music on it. Although initially I was doing all the I was using Destroy Topham as the place I put rough demos and things like that. So the final thing, I've started using Instagram to be here's a little thing that I'm working on, rather than being here's anything else, short clips on SoundCloud. I've relatively stopped using SoundCloud in general.
Well, they had that whole scare where they almost didn't exist anymore, right? So
yes, they had a whole kerfuffle. So I was just I'm not going to use it for a while. But yeah, that's it. So yeah, hopefully over the next week as well, I'll have some interesting things coming out. There's going to be lots of pictures from the aquarium and World of Coke. And then there's going to be a whole journal about the Cherimoya, I'm sure.
And there's going to be a selfie with you and Rachel, eyes looking incredibly bugging out of your head from all the sugar.
Yeah. Oh, there's a picture that will be coming up in the next journal. It'll be out by the time this comes out, of the two of us in the penguin enclosure. There's bits where you can pop up that are acrylic circles.
Yeah.
Tubes where you can pop up, and you're in the middle of the enclosure. So there's one where we're standing and there's a penguin behind us as well. So it's just
nice.
So that was really cool. But yeah, thank you, Spencer, for being my guest this week.
My pleasure as always. Good to chat.
And thank you everyone for listening. Have an exciting week.
Bye.
Goodbye.